Love plus art equals wellness. Whew. Okay, so I got something to say about these football games. I called today's game the Toilet Bowl. Not the Super Bowl, not the Rose Bowl, not the Orange Bowl, or whatever any of those other bowls are. I got a good reason why I'm saying that, but our football, like, so there's so many multi-dimensional things going on at the same time these days. Oh, by the way, you're watching I'm Precious Mother Love, and welcome to Heart Happy Hour. I think we're on season 8. So I wanted to talk. I haven't been here in a while. Oh my gosh, I got a lot to tell, a lot to talk about. Not gonna do it all tonight. But there's been a lot that's been going on since Stone Mountain. It's been on fast forward. It's been on turbo drive. It's been on super duper. Ooh. But anyway, mind you, so this game tonight between the Bears and the Commanders, formerly the Redskins, formerly brown skinned or, Native American, um, they were they didn't like whatever the case is, the name is changed, okay? To protect the innocent or something like that. But anyway, so the new mascot is Major Tuddy, which Tuddy apparently is a slang which means a touchdown. I've never heard that before, but Major Tuddy wears a military hard hat. Major Tuddy is dressed like what our former we used to have the hogs, I guess, when we called them the skins, like pork skins. The skins became what do you call it? Nickname. And then we had this section of the audience that was the hogs. So the hogs, they were pig costumes with commander colors on, which, by the way, I'm about to go into an event, and so this whole thing made me start thinking about talking about telling about some of the things that have been coming up to me, for real. And the first thing that came up to me was when I was looking at that this is Indigenous Day, Columbus Day, whatever. Indigenous Day, right? Oh, that's a heck of a twist that they've turned that energy into. Either way, they collected all of the emotos or emojis and all that kind of stuff. So somebody just said something. The judge just laughed in my face and told me, "Oh, hi, Akra. Hey, Holly J. Had an important singing audition. Judges laughed in your face and told you and that your mouth is far, far too big when you sing. That's right. Whatever. Some people don't like whatever they don't like. Those weren't the ones for you. You can still sing, in the bathtub, in the subway, and all these other anyway, sing your heart out, darling, whenever you feel pleased. How is my day going? My day is going really well, but I wanted to talk about these daggone Commanders and the Bears on Indigenous Day. So, on Indigenous Day, formerly Columbus Day, this to me sounds like that they're playing out what's actually on the horizon. For instance, the market, we are now in a bear market, right? So if we are having a challenge democratically or politically, if we've got something on the political forefront that is challenging us, I believe it's being played out, like the games of chess, like all these games of challenge, all of these games that we play, they all play out into this whole narrative of the challenge and the competitions, and instead of us being able to, that car is turning, instead of us being able to work together and build each other up, we are being separated, or a lot of folks are being separated into divide and conquer. So what I thought, because Mama Myra on it was formerly Black Magic 363. Now is it Empire 363? I think that's what it is. Radiohead Rich changed his station, but Mama Myra was next to me at the Nine Ether God Fest, and I got a chance to spend some time with her, talk to her. Our booths were right next to each other. I sold plenty of crowns that day. But anyway, to talk about she's the one that got me into thinking about, how the Super Bowl is, this major thing. But I'm like, there's a bunch of bowls, or every week there's a game. There's so many games going on at the same time. It's like one of those multi-level chess game boards that's going on, where you have all these things playing out at the same time. It's almost like when you Yahtzee, when you throw out a couple of the dice at the same time, and each combination means something different. Or any of those dice games that you know when you roll the dice, and you take the numbers, and those numbers apply, numerologically. The enumerator would tell you each one of those has a different outcome, a different meaning, a different energy, a different application of the frequency. So I just wanted to show you that it is definitely on the smaller scale as well. We're in a bear market, and now tonight the commanders on Indigenous Day are being challenged on their turf, on their own turf. Well, what was their turf? I heard. I'm not going, this is entertainment purposes only. I cannot tell you whether it is or isn't accurate according to some people's records. But the land rights are up for Washington, D.C., which is why the king is challenging placing a throne. I know that I had talked about, when I visited Florida and went down to Forbidden Knowledge Land for the Manifest Destiny activities. It was uh, so let me see, what was I talking about when I went down there? Eh, they talked about a kingdom that was in Washington. The state of Washington had a kingdom where they have their own zip code, they have their own mail, post office, or whatever. And it's a kingdom. It's a private kingdom in Washington. And so, that to me is an indication of what else can be done in this Washington. They always said that you can't own the land, that, if you did have property, I'm not property, if you had real estate in the District of Columbia, you could never own the land. That was always something that was touted. And I didn't know it was connected to the land rights. Well, apparently the land rights are up. And so now there is an opportunity to, I don't want to say smash and grab, but there is especially when the guards, National Guards and things came out with all of the other alphabet soup with them. It seemed as though that was an attempt to smash and grab, and there were some folks that turned around and gave it a big, you know, gave a lot. They made enough noise for things to be moved on to. Like right now, I don't know if they're still in Chicago, but again, that's where these guys are from, the Bears, Chicago Bears. And so now the Commanders and the Bears on Indigenous Day, and Chicago is headquarters to is it the Moorish Temple? I think the Moorish Science Temple is in Chicago. I think that there were a number other of programs that were challenging the status quo, or have been supportive of the melanated people's efforts over the years. So I really think that these multi-dimensional, these fractals of what's actually being interpreted, how can I say this, that there's so many pieces to the puzzle. that the picture is extremely big. It's a lot bigger than I ever had the courage to imagine before. But now, when they're talking about these ships are coming September, October, November, whatever, the sun part of the Jason months, the SON part of Jason months. My birthday was last month. That was September. So I'm still celebrating until tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day for me to celebrate. I celebrate for up to 30 days after. I have a season. I was in season. I'm in season until tomorrow. And it just says see one of the retrogrades occurring, how at each turn it has more and more, just like the waxing and the waning of the moon. There is a less and less and less of a gravitational pull towards what I consider my season. So, any case, that's all I needed to share. I just wanted to share with you that I am in the, is it still the nation's capital? I am in the city that houses the man that claims to be the head of this continental United States. So, in any case, there's a lot that's going on that's behind the scenes that we just need to be able to interpret and be a lot more tuned into. And so I just thought I'd throw my 2 cents into the pond, into the pool, and see what the ripple effect is. So, one love and wellness, love plus art equals wellness. I'm about to head into this and see the game and see what happens. I love a good football game. So, here's the hoping that we give them a good go, because I don't know how it plays out on the big picture. When we win, the city's up and everything's good, and when we don't win, I think that's when I don't know if I was about to say the orange man gets grumpy, but yeah. So whatever the case is, fellas, gals, guys, family, folks, friends, one love and wellness, love plus art equals wellness. I'll see you next time. Peace, love, and soul train.